My name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got two special guests, the neighborhood, Kidd V and Mani Aries.
Hey, Leo, how we doing?
What up, Lee?
What's up, man?
How we doing?
Good to see you guys.
You as well, Leo.
I just want to bring up real quick that Sunday, NXT came to Lowell,
Yes, they did.
and Carmelo Hayes defended his title against Braun Breaker, got the clean win.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, it has to be something that you guys could take from that. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
A guy that wrestled in the rings you're wrestling in now.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're the one that says it the most. He's like, man, I want to be the next Carmelo Hayes. I want to break out. I want to be doing stuff like that. And what a match that was. Like that spear midair.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
dude.
That's not the first time he hit that cleanly,
Right.
too. I
but
mean,
that sound, that impact.
It was crazy.
It was a great match.
Insane, dude.
That's the same kind of energy we want to be able to bring to every single one of our matches, and just show people we're here to show up, show out, and really do what we can to set ourselves apart from and represent New England as best we can.
Hell yeah, man. Like the way that I can only imagine how he felt when like going from the chaotic training center to this, and then becoming an NXT champion, and then being able to run a NXT premium live event in like what is somewhat the hometown of Chaotic, his home promotion.
Right.
Like that must have been everything. Cause when we drive by the SNHU arena all the time, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna perform in that arena one day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that feeling. He must have had that one of those like full circle moments, and that must have been huge for him, dude. But like, gives me hope, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and him coming back, he was on he was on TV stations talking to
Yeah,
Gina Vanchi
yeah,
on
yeah,
Channel 7.
Right.
He's
Saw
on
that.
all the radio shows. I'm just gonna leave it at this. That kid's gonna get over with the main crowd.
Oh, absolutely.
Almost
Guaranteed,
Absolutely.
man. I'm telling you, he has a connection.
Yeah, we were. I think
You
we were
know?
saying if he ended up dropping the title that night, we're like,
Yeah, he's
going to
the main
SmackDown.
roster.
He's going to
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Right.
Yeah, straight
Yeah, I
up.
This
want
is
him
right
to
after
go
the
a trick
draft?
too, though.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want
Yeah.
him to go as a pair because I like the dynamic
Yes.
of them.
Yeah,
I do
it's
like
gonna
it.
be good, dude.
All right, great. Listen, guys, let's jump into the fan questions.
Absolutely.
Casey Campbell, what inspired you both to become pro wrestlers?
I'll let you hit this one first.
I mean, I think I said it on the last time I was here, but like, what really, like, that was always the dream, right? Growing up was, oh man, I love wrestling. So like, it was always one of those dream jobs for me. But like I said, like, it wasn't until like 2020 when COVID hit, and it was just like,
Right.
yo, like, and everything started opening up again, and that like kind of opened my eyes, where I was like, you know what, like, if I'm gonna try something, I gotta try it now and see if I'm good, I'm good. If I'm not, at least I tried. You know what I'm saying? So it was really like COVID, like initially putting the gas on pursuing the dream. You know?
Right.
Yeah, and I started up 14 years ago. I was a theater geek. Was never really athletic, but man, that combat theater was always my biggest inspiration. And I was like, hold on, I could probably do something like combat theater all the time. I love that, and it just hit me when I was playing I think it was SmackDown Know Your Role.
Yeah.
And I just went, wait a second, this is it right there. And I just ran with it. And, we've had our hiccups in trainings and,
stuff.
Right, of course.
but we've been able to really put wheels to the ground in the last year and a half. And we haven't looked back, We're just waiting for our full circle moment and, hoping that we can accomplish everything that we set our minds to.
And you guys are like best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
That helps though. All right, Andrew Crane, what's the dumbest argument you two have ever gotten?
So, actually, if you want to check out the dumbest argument, you can check out his YouTube channel, Shoota Vlogs. We drove down to CZW, and we're waiting in the car, and we got there a little early, and so we had no idea what to do. Right. And this guy, he starts, he's like, I don't know what we're gonna do. He's doing the vlog thing. I don't, we're here, just not sure what we're gonna do next. And I said something like confuzzled. He's like, man, that's not a real word. I was like, not a real word? What about you and finna? Always using that word finna. And he goes, look it up in the Urban Dictionary. So I look it up and I'm like, all right, there it is. And he's like, yeah, that's what I said. And then I look up confuzzled and there it is too. And he's just like, he got all quiet. But
listen, we have a lot of stupid arguments.
We got a ton of them.
It's hard to pinpoint one. I think we probably had one on the way here. Like,
more likely than not.
But yeah, it's always a vibe, man. Like I guess from what he remembers. I think like I can't even think, dude. I can barely remember half my matches, dude. But
we've had so many just stupid arguments, whether it's about sandwiches, how to cook something, you know, how you like your steak done.
Oh yeah, he'd be tripping on that.
Well, I mean, you get it well done, and that's not right.
What you mean, bro?
That's the way he likes it.
Right? That's fine, but it's wrong.
All right. Nathan Ortiz, how would you describe your tag team style?
It's a very good question. Shout out to the bro. That's my brother. We're still kind of trying to develop the style. You know what I'm saying? Because like we came up with the neighborhood concept like roughly almost a year ago, and like we've been like still doing our our single stuff heavily, but like been like slowly, because we didn't want to present a tag team without it being like at least fully, if not semi-fully flushed out with an idea.
Yeah.
So like tag team style wise, I guess you could consider us like what RK Bro was. So it's like, you know, he's the more energetic, you know, the more, if anything, agile, quicker to get around, and I bring the power, the aggression, the attitude,
and the seriousness.
Yeah.
Because he's the silly
Yeah,
one.
exactly. You know,
that really works.
The oddball tag team is always a great dynamic. I would almost describe us as deceptively Smash Mouth.
Okay.
Where, you know, when you get in the ring with Kid, it's very deceptive. You know, I'm doing little games, but then suddenly I'm moving, you know, differently. I'm keeping people off their balance, always on their back foot, and then he comes in with a Smash Mouth.
Right.
Yeah. So, if I had to describe it, it'd be those two words.
Nice. All right. He has a follow-up. If you were booked in a triple threat tag match and could choose your opponents, who would they be?
I think it was specifically a triple threat TLC.
Same guy?
Oh, was it?
Next question.
Next question?
No, I'm just playing.
No,
triple threat.
Triple threat TLC match. I think it was how it was, because I checked that.
Yeah.
I have to go. I mean, you've got 3 real teams to choose from.
But wait, he specified real teams?
Yeah, he said 3 at triple threat too. So you need 2 teams.
So we need 2 teams. So I would say, like, if we're talking about like established tag teams that are out and about already, not on the independent circuit, I would definitely, like, for me, obviously the Hardys, and I think freaking. If only like Triple H and Michaels can go, you know, still, like, I would love to have a DX Hardys and oh man, that'd be fire.
What about any indie?
Indie, man, we kind of already bucket listed some of our stuff, so already, like, and in that specific match though, I would do Neighborhood, Miracle Generation, and MSP.
Yeah,
all day.
I was about to say
Nice.
if that doesn't fill up
2 great appointments. Appointments. All right, I can't blame it on the edibles because I've been here for quite a few hours. Cameron Lionel, what keeps you too motivated to keep pushing through, even during darkest of times? It's getting serious here.
This is gonna sound corny as hell, but it's literally each other.
Yeah.
Straight up, because there's days where, like, me and Kid, we live together, and like, there's days where Kid doesn't wanna continue doing shit. You know, he wants to just like slow down, and he's just may feel stagnant or whatever. So then he's not 100% on doing this and doing that. And I just tell him, like, you know, what people have told me, and it's just like, you know, you have to trust the process. So it's like, it's just, I'm there to remind him on that. And then, like, when I get in my function in my days, it's like, it's the same John. Like, when I get overwhelmed, my head gets everywhere, dude. And like, I think about a million things at once, and Kid kind of there to like help simmer me down and like remember to attack everything one by one. So I think, like, for that stuff, dude, that's really it.
When it comes down to it, like, I always joke around that he's our motivation and I'm our diplomacy. You know, we really yin and yang each other style-wise, even just how we take on life. So there are days where even when I want to go at 110% every day, You know, I'm 8 years a senior. It's, you know, we don't talk about that too much, but
Yeah.
like, I got 3 things that I do right now: work, sleep, and train, and that's it. That is my life. There are sometimes where we're at next gen training, and I'm literally eating my dinner because that's the one time I have to do it. And I can't tell you how many times Mani, you know, comes into the bedroom to wake me up to go to training. Hey kid, it's time to go to training, and I'll be like, oh yeah, and he'll just look at me and he goes, not today. Get your sleep, and he'll just turn off the light and close the door, because he knows that he has a better read on what I'm able to do than me, and he knows when to push me.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I know sometimes when Mani's getting in his head, you know, if work's getting stressful, if there's things that are just, you know, throwing him out of funk, I can usually center him and get him focused on just, hey man, let's just attack this one thing. You know, we're here today at this show. Let's just focus on this one show, and we'll attack all the other stuff together, you know, once we get home.
There's like, I'm a hothead, dude. Like straight up. You could ask really? A lot of people, dude. Like ask Bud, dude.
I hear you.
Like, there's a lot of things that a lot of people do that really piss me off, you know, and understanding the game as it is, where it's like everything's very political in a sense, where it's like, you know, Ichiban kind of had a talk with me at one point, you know, and was like, you know, you got to save certain things for the car. You know, there's not everything needs to have a reaction right then and there. And there's so many times where I've like wanted to lose my top, and like kids are just like, nah, bro, like nah. So I have to remember that, you know, because whatever I do, whether it impacts us positively or negatively, it's gonna affect him, you know, and it's vice versa.
Absolutely.
So we always have to keep that in mind, because this is a business. We're advertising and marketing ourselves. So it's like we want to show the consumer and the people that are investing in us that, you know, regardless of what scenario may occur, you'll still have us professionals.
Yes.
You know, so like that's the main thing.
Very smart. All right, he has a follow-up. How do you want to be remembered after you hang the boots up? Well, let's hope it's not for a while.
Yeah,
right?
That's the plan.
You could go with that one, bro.
So when I first got into wrestling, my whole thing was I just wanted to be known as a guy in New England. You know, originally that was the plan. I wanted to be, you know, go down as a guy in New England that was reliable, that was fun and easy to work with, and that, you know, just gave back as much as he could and gave to the fans as much as he could. And that's still, you know, that's still the primary goal. But now I got some things that are a little higher than that, you know, like I'm aiming higher, but I'm still keeping the expectations, you know, down. But I just want to be a reliable worker, someone that people like. You hear about these guys from like the 80s or 90s, the, you know, early 90s, your Brad Armstrongs, your you know, kind of your unsung heroes. And people would be, oh, he was great to work with, you know, his in-ring stuff was good, but, you know, he every time he came in, he did what you needed him to do, and, you know, everyone was able to work with him, and they kind of just, you know, kind of slip by in history now. If I'm known as just one of those guys where, you know, maybe 10, 20 years from now, you're doing your show right here, and you're just like,
all right, I'm
you're
almost
just,
60, guys.
Hey,
Seriously.
you'd still be able to pull it off. I guarantee it, Leo. But if you're going, you know, you're talking to some old head and, hey, you know a guy that could have made it over to, what's a guy that you think could have made it? Oh, you know that Kidd V?
Yeah.
You know, he had a lot of obligations to stay in New England, you know, but he was always, you know, good to work with, and, you know, he just had a lot of things that kept him centered here. If that's how it is, as long as people can say, hey, he was fun to work with, and he always, you know, brought his best, that's all I need. But I think this guy has a little higher inspirations.
Yeah, man, for me, dude, it's just, my message is just like, so many people can like limit themselves, right? Or see situations occur or pop up in their life and believe to allow that to be the reason why they can't excel or exceed past it, right? I want to go down as the dude that like obviously was show stealing, you know what I'm saying? Someone that you could remember, but also like remember in a good way, where it's like whether it's that kid in the crowd that like wanted a shirt but couldn't get the shirt, so yo, here it is, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it, keep it on the hush. Or just like for me, like I have a kid and like my story, but is like really crazy, up and down. So many times where I could have just gave up, you know what I'm saying, and just said F everything. But like I still continued to pursue this, and while me making the sacrifices, I'm getting blessed with all these opportunities, and blessed to be in scenarios and situations that I could only dream of. Like we were in APW and we were doing the mystery matchup, and my picture comes on, and dude, like the crowd was, I've never experienced this in my life, dude.
Awesome.
It went from like 120 people to 1,000 people, bro. It was insane. That's awesome. And it was just like, that's what I want to do. Like I want to bring joy and happiness to people, but also understand for the guys that like want to grind towards something, that don't let any hiccup affect that grind. Continue the grind. The hiccup is just a test, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be that type of role model for people where it's like, damn, you know, that kid Mani, dude, like, look at where he's at now. And look it's leaving that type of message, leaving a legacy, because I have a unique last name when it comes to my family, and I want to, my goal is to make that my own name and have my own family legacy. And I'm the first in that line. So in order for that name and that legacy to be something, I have to do my all to be able to leave something behind. You know, and that's literally the goal that I've been doing since freaking day one, since I started at Next Gen a year ago, you know, and continue to do so.
Well, I'll tell you, both you guys have a lot of talent. I'm serious. I'm not just, you know what I mean? You really, really do. I know you're fairly new, but you picked it up pretty quickly, honestly. And guys like to try to strive to work for guys like Ryan Drew, too. Guys like Teddy Goods, because those guys are putting on banger shows. In Fall River and Brockton. You know what I mean? You can always try to check out Beyond. You know,
everybody's been in our ear about that one.
Been big on the radar.
Listen, I saw Alec Price. I was going to them like once every 5 weeks because I get a lot of vacation time, and I don't take vacation, so I just take days.
Nice.
And we saw Alec there. He's there setting up, da. And then boom, one night I'm there, and he goes, "I'm wrestling." And the freaking music came on. It was incredible. Everybody hated him. I mean, real heat. They didn't like him at all. I came back 3 weeks later. He was the most over guy in the company.
Right, that's the grind. That's the grind.
Exactly.
And you guys got that talent too.
Well, thank you.
I'll tell you, Ichiban, is he from Tester Strength?
I think so. I think he's from that area. Trains from that area. I know
he's from Connecticut. Oh, Rhode Island?
Well, Ichiban is like, you know, super foreign, dude. Like, I think he literally like, I don't know exactly where where he's from. I just know he came from wherever he was to the States, you know? So it's like, and he just so happened to be in Connecticut. So like, Ichiban, I'm not 100% sure, but I know he trains with the guys out there.
How long has he been around?
That's a good question.
Honestly, it just seemed like he
popped out of nowhere.
Maybe, I could be wrong on this completely, but I would say
he was somebody else.
Like 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, that too, you know. But like I was at the Chaotic Countdown like 3 years ago, and he popped up in that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's been around for about 3 years. But yeah, man,
he's been catching fire.
Yeah, we both got the privilege to work with him, and like he is so freaking good.
That's
dude.
awesome. And I want to just go back how you said like injuries. You know what I mean? Stuff. Ivar of the Viking Raiders. That guy persevered over.
Oh my God, so many.
Lesser men would have quit.
Easily.
For sure.
I mean, injury after injury. And then, you know.
He's back at it.
I love that story, though.
Absolutely.
That's hot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? He really wanted it, you know? All right, Jordan Gray, what was the hottest match that you both ever had?
Hardest
match. That's tough because like what and like
there's so many there's so many ways to contribute to hardest match. You know, you can say, you know, most physically demanding. The one that you had to put the most brain power into.
The one you had to do the most work.
For
somebody that can't work.
And there's so many different ways to look at it. If I were to look at a match and be like, man, that was an experience that I do not want to encounter again. I would say I'm gonna go with actually one of the fair shows.
Oh
because we had some hot, dirty, dusty days over there. It's like 100 degrees. There's no actual
ring
locker.
is hot.
There's no actual locker room, so you're just like under this little like the smallest tent of shade, and you're all just squeezed in there because you're trying to. You're changing and it's like day 5, so your gear is dusty. You're trying to shake.
You guys are wrestling every day.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 7 days straight, dude. That was a good experience.
Did you do that for Larry?
Yep.
Yeah, Larry Hunter.
But at the same time, that broke so many glass ceilings for
Yeah,
us.
dude.
We learned so much in those 7
That's
days. And that's why we're trying to get some of our guys from Next Gen to go down and do that this year. So
Yeah.
I've already booked the time off. I'm going to be there almost the whole time.
Larry is awesome.
He's
too.
fantastic.
He's brilliant
What a
mind.
brain.
Like his mind for when it comes to crowd interaction and just the gimmick and placing the gimmick there and finding spots for it and like timing and stuff. Like it's crazy, because there's a lot of people that may think Larry's a little cuckoo, and he is, but like he is so exactly. But like his freaking dude, like when I came back from that, right? I felt like I was on a different level. Because first of all, not many guys get to wrestle consistently back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
So we got to play around with things. So like one day try this, if it didn't work, then the next day we try that.
Right.
And I found different ways. So like when I, sometimes have to work heel, I'm still the main shooter, but the difference between baby main shooter and heel main shooter is I changed the pronunciation of my last name.
That was it. That was it.
From Aries to the correct pronunciation, Aries. So it's like, so people call me Aries, I'm freaking heated.
Right.
No, that's not me. Like, call me Aries. And like, people would just, Ariel. And I'm just, and every time I do it, it works.
Right. Yep.
And it was
amazing.
I got to learn that there and got to work with that and just see what I can do to expand it. And it was like walking away from that. That way, now I know how to differentiate Mani and the main shooter as a heel compared to a baby. So it's just like it's such a good thing. I think like hardest match for me though, like I would probably say that just I would probably piggyback on that because like it's some days you were working with guys that were like really experienced, and then you got days where you got some greener guys.
Yeah,
and
well, you're the experience.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was already like
We were like a few months
couple
in
months
by
in,
then.
so-
We're only 4 or 5 months, into being on live shows and everything, and again, just the physical demands on you at that point. Work grinding that many days in a row when you're not used to it. Super hot. As I said, the dust was, I think, the biggest thing.
Yeah, that was that's what
Living off of fried food the whole time.
Yeah. I hear you.
Mountain Dew and free French fries.
No meatballs there, guys.
No, none
at all.
We got no protein that week.
All right, Casey Campbell. Who are some of your biggest influences?
I'm gonna go. When I first became a fan, it was easily HBK. The way he moves in the ring, the complete body control that he had. For a little bit of time when I was with the Railroad, I kind of fell out of love with wrestling. But I got actually taken back into it watching New Japan.
Okay.
I was introduced to New Japan. I was like, and my knowledge of Japanese wrestling back then was just, they do all those big, weird, explodey death matches and things. I had no idea that they had such an elegant art form about it as well.
Yeah.
And Hiroshi Tanahashi became one of my favorites. He was a big star over there.
Yes, he was.
And then in the junior division right now, Hiromu Takahashi, he has been such an inspiration for me. Just the way the first time I saw him, I was like, that's Kidd V. That's how I was. What the dude? Come on! I got so upset. But then I'm just watching him. The way he works. It's the wrestlers that have fantastic body control that just capture me. And then I was watching like one of the best of the Super Juniors that they were holding, and Flip Gordon was there, and I had the privilege. I think it was a very, very brief amount of time. Flip and I got to train together, and watching him be there, I was just like, well, look at that. It is possible.
I asked somebody that was close to him, I can't remember who, what made him so good. And the guy said his balance is better than anyone I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
It's fantastic.
His balance.
Yeah.
But yeah, very talented. I had him on the show a long time ago with Dave Padula. It was pretty cool. I was pretty psyched. And he had traveled from Texas at 6 in the morning that day, and he still came in.
That's
No
crazy.
kidding.
That was awesome.
How about you? What you got? You got any inspirations?
Yeah, my two biggest inspirations are Jeff Hardy and The Rock. You know, like The Rock, the way that he was able to captivate like an audience and the audience control, like that's where like every like if you smell what The Rock is cooking, right, everybody would get on it. So like even now, like when I'm on shows, when I right before my match starts, hold it down, let me get a yes sir. Like everybody gives it to, like it's that. So that's where that inspiration comes for that, and then like Jeff Hardy when it comes to just looking out the box, right? Looking different, not looking like everybody else on the card, and just taking risk, you know, and whatever. And like I'm not as reckless as Jeff was and continues to be sometimes, but you know, I think of little like, oh snap, did that just happen? Like, is he okay? Like, you know, that type of work. So it's just like those were the biggest inspirations to like inspire who I am and like how I want to portraying wrestling, you know.
Excellent. He has more. If you guys could wrestle anyone from any era in a singles or tags, who would it be?
Let's do both, singles and tags.
Yeah. So who's your number one singles opponent?
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
I think I know what yours is gonna be.
HBK. The learning experience I think we'd both get from something like that.
Both, you know, honestly, like Sean, in my opinion, is the greatest worker ever.
Oh,
that's in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
Best storyteller in my opinion.
Oh, incredible, incredible.
And what about tag team?
I was there when he lost his smile in Lowell.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I
No
was
kidding.
there. Yep.
Hell yeah.
I had my kids were very young. I took them to the show.
That's
right
awesome.
on, yo. And then as a singles, you know, it would probably, I mean, as a tag team, it would still be the Hardys.
Right.
Like it'd be the Hardys all day because like that again, that's like they were the guys that kept me drawn to like wrestling. You know.
Right.
So singles, Jeff, tag, Hardys. Like.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, go ahead and steal my idea because I was going to go with the Rockers.
Listen, guys.
there you
That's
go.
good too.
Rockers
You know,
is
that's good too.
Hey, we're going to take our
Everybody
singles
makes-
guy and give him their tag team partner back, and that's the guy.
You know, poor Marty Jannetty ended up being known as, you know, the Marty, and guy could work.
Yeah. And now
You know
it's.
what I mean? It just sucked that he didn't get the push and all that, whatever.
Now,
but,
anytime someone forms a tag team, they're like, okay, who's the Sean, who's the Marty?
I just
I'm like,
explained that
hey.
to my girlfriend yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, and each time, like, you know, it's like you don't want to say it, but you're like, hey.
Right.
Stop.
All right, we got a few more questions, and then we want to get to the other stuff.
Yes.
Right on,
All
right
right,
on.
Dan Ruckus, who is your favorite member of Sesame Street? You don't have to answer them if you don't.
Cookie Monster. Sorry.
Elmo.
Elmo, I like Elmo too, and I like the Cookie Monster. But I think I like Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
We're burning Ernie.
That's no lie.
You're Bert, he's Ernie.
Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%.
I love it. All right, who has been your favorite tag team in the last 5 years?
Last 5 years?
Usos.
Yeah, Usos.
All right.
Easy. The chemistry right there.
What is your favorite tag team match stipulation?
That's a weird one.
Right? Because I would. That's interesting because like you don't really see too many dynamic tag team matches, like so many gimmick tag team matches. The most you see when it comes to tag team matches, maybe ladder matches.
Yeah.
You don't ever really see a steel cage tag match, or even like an Extreme Rules tag match or tables tag match. Very rarely. So, I mean, I would say like maybe a tag team ladder match would be pretty dope. Like,
Yeah, it'd be pretty dope. I'd say one of my favorite dynamic, you know, really stipulated matches was actually the steel cage one where both guys would have to escape.
Yeah.
And it was the Hardys versus Edge and Christian, and I think
That must have been fantastic.
Jeff made it out first,
Yeah.
but Matt got caught. So now the whole time he's getting
remember
double
that. I
teamed.
remember that.
And then Jeff is grabbing ladders and he's like trying to climb back in,
Yeah.
and you know they're knocking him off the cage. So then he grabbed a ladder and he starts climbing up, and he comes in and he's like, "Nope, I'm here to save my brother." And then they both escape. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You've got to build it well.
Right.
But that one was one of my favorites to watch, and getting to have that dynamic I think that would be super cool. Where
Oh,
we're
yeah.
both guys have to escape, rather than just one escapes, they won.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
let them beat up the other guy.
That's dope.
So Dan Ruckus got one more, and I like this one the best. Will winning championship tag team belts bring up the property value in the neighborhood?
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Right. That's what
Yeah,
we're trying to
you know
do.
what I'm
The
saying?
neighborhood accepts everybody.
That's it.
You know, as long as you're going to be a good person. But we're also going to be living in ivory towers. That's
Yeah, you know
kind
what
of
I'm
the plan.
saying? We ain't gonna be running the neighborhood without living lavish.
Right.
You feel me? Like, come on.
Riding around in our
You know.
Camrys.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan Saucier. First and foremost, love and miss you both. You're a couple of lovely lads. Secondly, pro wrestling is a story-driven entity, and tag team wrestling is a massively different in its format than singles matches. As Kid V and Mani have both been extremely successful as singles competitors, what makes tag team storytelling to them compelling, and what difficulties do you experience with it?
What a
That's
big
a
question.
Yeah.
that's very good question.
Yeah,
Deep.
I was yelling, I was swearing at him though as I was writing it down.
like, you mother
But that's
effer.
all right. Jonathan's good.
Your,
dude. I
your
did
hands
fine.
your hands cramping up.
Oh yeah, it was.
I think the biggest challenge between the two, right? So like structure's still the same, right? You're still trying to gain sympathy for the babies and still trying to gain, heat for the heels. But the biggest thing is now, instead of like your tag partner kind of plays into that sympathy now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if kids in there getting heat, and I'm just there, like if I'm there and not doing anything, how is everybody gonna be like, yo, come on, like kid?
Right.
But if I'm there and I'm reacting to everything that's getting done to him, reaching, trying to do this, trying to do that, and it's showing. People are reading my demeanor, reading what I feel. They're gonna feed off that. So now it's like, oh man, Mani freaking cares about him. We have to cheer for this guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's likewise with like the heels, where it's like, you do the cheap heat crap where it's, you get him in the corner, back him up, the other guy comes through. It's like adding an extra piece with extra people, but like I feel like the job becomes a little easier in a sense too, because you don't have to just worry about you doing all that stuff. So I think like, and then the flow of things, like it's freaking wild. And I think our match with MSP, like that kind of taught us how to like really understand and break down a tag match.
Yep.
So like for me it's tough, dude.
It is. One of the main things that he brings up is the storytelling aspect of it. And telling a story now with a team is very different than just, I don't like that guy and I'm going to run in, or now, especially with building that, doing these, we have our social medias and we've gotten to tag in other places, but it's not very widely known that we are, a cohesive unit yet. So going to companies and planting those seeds so people can actually see us coming together has been both kind of frustrating and rewarding.
Yeah.
So, because you gotta, you have to plant the seeds where you can, and sometimes you're just not given the screen time, the ability to, you'll be on a show and both of us are on it and we're on two completely different parts of the show.
Yeah.
So we take every moment that we can to try to tell that story. And I think it's one of the things that really drew us to it was the fact that, there wasn't a whole lot of tag teams in New England when we first came up with the idea.
Right.
And even now, like when you see the tag team division, like as a whole in New England, it's probably a handful of guys that go by a legit name and that team and dress the
MSP,
same.
you guys that you guys just had them.
Miracle Generation,
right.
Waves and Curls.
Yes,
Guys,
That's
I
a
saw
team
them
right
at
there.
Ryan's
There's
last
Yeah.
show, and it was his first night back.
Yeah, I was there.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
Seriously.
That was
that
true.
was unbelievable.
Those
The
two are
pop
so-
they got was huge.
Yeah, and
they're very, very entertaining.
Extremely talented, too.
Exactly.
Wow.
So yeah, I think like
We wanted to challenge ourselves and see what we could bring as a dynamic with the two of us. Immediately, like, I joked around with all the students, we should be a tag team, But seeing the dynamic of the main shooter, Mani Aries, and Kidd V, and knowing that that's going to immediately butt heads, I went, that's going to be comedy gold.
Right.
We can do so many little things, and we got a big plan for.
Oh, he could play the bully. If you guys are heels, you could be the
right,
bully.
right.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so they hate you, but they like him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it was just playing with that dynamic. You know what like, all right, what's gonna make our team different?
Yes.
You know, because everybody is focused on moves and doing this and getting their shit in, and it's like, you guys are forgetting the entertainment aspect,
character
right?
aspect.
The character, right? So like with this, just thinking of like what he said, thinking about the main shooter in Kid V. Oh man, that's got to be gold. You know, like, and every promo I'm looking for Kid, and Kid's saying some stupid thing, and I'm like, come on, dude, like why? But like literally, it's literally how we are in real life.
Right. Yep.
You know, so it's easy to play off of, and like 9 times out of 10 when we cut promos, we just come up with bullets, and it's like, all right, this is what we're gonna attack, and we just flow it out. You know?
Yep.
But I think that was the biggest thing, where it was like we saw that lack, and I feel like allowing storytelling, being able to have that dynamic.
Right.
Yeah. Get to have story-driven things where we get to play off of our dynamic, where you see them outside the ring interacting and things like that. I think that is one of our biggest positives that we can bring to almost any promotion is we can throw in skits and promos on our own social medias to promote that show based off of the characters that we are.
And it's also just it's very valuable, you know what I'm saying? Because as like being a student to the game, and you're just used to singles, and you only limit yourself to singles, like that's gonna, like, you're missing a whole nother aspect of like the game, dude. So it's like, if you could understand this, understand how tag team wrestling works, and understand the flow and structure of that, you'd be surprised just from that what you'll be able to throw into your singles.
Yep. Right.
You know, so now you have more knowledge and more ways to get into things because you've been in different scenarios, different situations. So I think that's why like tag teaming and was like the big thing for us, you know, and like going full force with it legitimately.
Nice. And you guys are talking about characters. There's a new tag team starting up, Devin Baker and Steve Russo, the Jugs, or they're like hillbilly dudes. And Devin's like the simpleton, and Steve's, you know, like the bully.
Yeah.
All right, Michael Patero, what combat sports have you guys done before becoming a pro wrestler?
Any experience?
No.
I did a little karate when I was a kid.
All right.
I got up to green belt, brown stripe. But,
Nice. All right. Do you all get irritated that very few referees will enforce that the partner on the apron has to be holding the tag rope for a legal tag to happen?
We're always holding
Does
the tag
that get
rope.
you irritated?
Does it irritate us that we have to hold it?
Yeah.
Or that the ref doesn't
That
enforce
very
it.
few referees will enforce
Acknowledge
that.
it?
Yeah.
It's a nitpicky thing.
Yeah. I mean,
it all depends. So like, if we're babies, then I ain't really gonna give a damn, you know. But like, if I'm a heel, I might, because, you know, how am I gonna get heat for certain things and aspects? But I think like, it doesn't really bother. I've never really noticed it.
the tag matches are so chaotic for, you know, you got 4 guys that sometimes all 4 of them are in the ring, beating each other up, and the ref gets so overwhelmed in those scenarios that something small like the tag rope, it's really not big.
You know, and it's expected. You know, how is that one man? Like, if we have multiple refs, then maybe yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But if it's just one, like, come on.
Yeah.
All right. So Casey Campbell, how do you believe the indie wrestling boom has impacted the business as a whole? So how do you believe that indie wrestling boom has impacted the business as a whole?
Indie wrestling boom?
Yeah, so like what he's saying is
there's a lot of companies.
There's a lot of
now.
companies.
There's a lot of training.
Oh, yeah.
There's just a lot.
I think it's a positive impact.
Yeah, definitely.
More opportunities for more guys to get more repetition. I would say the one downside is that it's going to be exhausting on fans.
Right.
And especially in New England. You can go out to Texas and you're not going to find as many promotions running shows on a single night than you do New England. I think New England probably is the most saturated of areas where there's indie pro wrestling. There's
definitely.
Any weekend you're going to find something.
Yeah.
4 shows on a weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
8 shows on a weekend.
All running at the same time.
All the time.
So, while it's great for wrestlers to be able to dip their feet in, be able to get their face out to as many places as possible, there's only a select, a select number of fans that have to then choose, and then are they going to want to go 2 nights in a if fans go on a Friday night to a chaotic show, are they going to have the money and the energy to go on a Saturday night to APW to lead to a Sunday matinee show with WFA?
Yeah.
You know, you can't expect one fan to be able to hit all 3 shows in a single weekend. So
unless you're Damon Farah.
right, well, but it's exhausting. It's exhausting, and we have to look at it realistically. We can, as wrestlers, we might want to make all 3 shows to get our face out to as many people as possible, but it's a saturated industry for the fans to be able to attend every single one.
Absolutely.
And I feel like not even just for the fans, but also for the workers, because let's say I committed to this promotion on this day and committed to this promotion on another, and then all of a sudden there's a date change, and now both promotions are running on the same day at the same time, and I'm not going to be able to flex to be here in this
let's
part
say
of
it's
town.
Connecticut, Maine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So
or
then,
even Rhode Island and Maine.
Yeah, so then now it's like, all right, I just had to blow off this one promoter for the other promoter, and maybe that one promoter is not going to be so happy and fond of me. So then it kind of puts some, because there's some promoters out there that just kind of work old school, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like you work for me or you don't, you know what I'm saying?
Which is so dumb.
Exactly.
There's so many companies around here now. It's ridiculous.
So it's just like it puts the workers in a sticky situation because they don't want to lose opportunities. They don't want to lose a spot, you know?
And you can have the best of intentions, and communication can break down, and it's hey, sorry, I can't make the show. I know I said I would be able to, but things happen.
And next thing you know, you don't hear from them ever again.
Right.
Yep.
And and it could just be, hey,
there's so many one-timers and out.
Yep. For sure.
And we try to stay out of it. We try to. We're here to
just here
wrestle.
to serve and wrestle, dude.
Right.
That's all it is.
All right, listen, let's bang these 2 questions up, because then I want to talk about a little time about other things.
For sure.
With so many promotions under the banners of IWTV or PSN, do you believe that indie promoters should work together more to cultivate a stronger independent scene? Great question, Casey Campbell.
Fantastic question.
Incredible, yeah, great.
You want me to take this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am very much under the guise that, yes, every single one of these promotions is their own business.
Yep.
But I do think that, there is so much opportunity to have intersecting, promotional shows or whatnot, and working with each other. If APW sent the neighborhood down to another promotion to run a cycle with them for a month or something, or just to go down there, hey, we'll help you get down there for 2 or 3 shows, get your name out there, get APW, fly the APW banner down there.
Right.
Obviously, when we go down there, we're probably not going to be loved by that fan base.
Right.
Because we're going to be flying a banner, but you can play with that dynamic.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, the neighborhood just went to this promotion and won their titles. Okay, we're going to do like a 2-show thing. We'll drop the titles, or maybe you don't. You bring them back, but that's getting eyes on that promotion.
Right.
There's so much stuff you can do, as if people all played along together.
Yes. I agree.
No,
But-
and I think Beyond actually did something like that
I
not
don't
too long
doubt
ago.
that.
They had some like festival thing where it was like
The Wrestle Carnival kind of thing.
Yeah, where
IWTV
like-
did.
So
show.
all different companies.
Yeah, it was different companies
putting
on one
shows,
on
one show.
Yeah, so it was just like it was cool. So it's just like I feel like if it shouldn't happen all the time.
No.
But like
Right.
certain parts of the year, like
Why
maybe
not?
near the end of summer when things are dying down, to spike up stuff.
Right.
Yep.
Interest, why not?
In between football season.
Right,
Yep,
exactly.
And then
You know?
to just have, hey, these guys from, because on the premier streaming network, CZW's on there too.
Right.
So if CZW tag team came in and started wrecking house over at APW or whatnot, just using companies I know.
Yeah.
But you can have a little bit of this, almost invasion angles,
Right.
and now you can have heat between 2 tag teams or 2 singles wrestlers from different promotions.
Right.
Where,
And then
you can blow them off on one or the other, or on a cross thing.
Yeah, and
There's-
you could have their fans want to tune into APW, APW fans
Right.
turn into that. So it's just
I mean, you
it'd be
guys
good.
could take on the closers.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
I mean,
straight up.
there's so much that could happen,
There's potential there.
Right.
but it all has to come down to the creative, and everyone wants their business to go over. because it's good for their business.
Right.
So I understand why it can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So GK Durant. You already answered it. You already answered the
course.
question. So what are your top favorite tag teams you draw inspiration from? The Hardy Boys and
The Rockers.
the Rockets. So there we go. All right, guys. How many companies have you worked together as a tag team so far? Is it
All right, very
five?
few.
Very few as a tag team.
Yeah, very few as a tag team. So
Have
we had,
you wrestled for Focus as a tag team?
No.
Okay, so why don't you guys just tell me a promotion that you have?
We have Nawa.
Yep.
What is it?
NAWA
Larry's.
with Larry.
Larry, yep.
Where else?
We've done Impulse.
Yes, Impulse.
Okay.
Impulse. Right
Now,
after.
was that Maine? Vermont?
Vermont. Oh, the two shows that
sometimes Hampshire.
they were doing were both in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
So we've done that one twice. We haven't tagged yet in APW.
No, not yet. Oh well,
Top Rope.
Top Rope. Yeah.
Top Rope.
Nice.
We
We were in full force elimination.
Full force elimination, but it wasn't like we weren't advertised as neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I
So,
wouldn't count it.
you know.
So yeah, I think probably like 3 promotions.
Yeah,
Am I
it-
missing one? Like I think
I feel we are. I feel we're missing one.
now
Vacation Land.
NAW. Oh yeah, Vacation Land.
Vaca-
where
come
we
on,
worked on
that's
the
a
team.
big-
Oh, favorite
right?
tag team
Yeah, yeah.
match. Come
Now,
on.
is that part of Limitless?
No,
Oh,
no,
it's
no.
not. It's
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know they do have a
They-
sister
yeah.
one, though.
Yeah.
Let's wrestle.
Let's wrestle.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, I like
Absolutely.
that one.
You know what I mean?
So,
So yeah, about like 4 different promotions right now.
but we haven't. We also at the same time we're still in the infant stages of launching.
Right.
Yeah,
So
exactly. We're just getting gear made now, you know, and we have custom music in
Right.
the works. So it's
Nice.
we're just polishing out the little things. So like those bookings that we had with those other promotions were just like tests for us to like work on
Right.
stuff that we've been trying to work
and
on.
WAFA.
WFA, yeah, WFA,
of course.
WFA as
Excellent.
We've done a couple with them.
All right, let's talk about some companies that maybe you'd like to work for, and maybe there's a team that you could wrestle there.
All of them.
You
Yeah,
know,
all of them.
I'll tell
All
you,
of them.
the Pro Wrestling Super Show. That's Ryan Drews.
Yep.
Yeah.
Telling you, man, he's got
Oh, yeah.
another big show coming up.
Yeah, I just got
On the 9th.
The
Yep.
9th.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm not
That's
booked.
Friday.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm not booked. But I'm hoping to work there eventually.
Yeah.
At some point, like as a regular, I would love that. But I would think tag team wise, I want us to run Chaotic for sure.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Definitely run something in Focus Pro.
Mm-hmm.
CZW.
Yep. Get up to Limitless at least once.
Limitless.
Yeah.
Definitely want to get on Beyond with,
Oh, yeah.
with the neighborhood. That was the other thing too.
WFA, I mean, I'm
Oh,
sure you
yeah.
guys want to work for them all.
Yeah,
Why
dude.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
and use them all, continue climbing up and,
Yeah.
once, if and when AEW Dark gets back, try to get on there.
Yeah.
Literally, as I said, my aspirations used to be just New England.
Right.
But with the neighborhood, they have been shoot for the stars and see
Yep.
where you land.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, straight up because the lack of legit tag teams,
Right.
is crucial. A lot of companies are looking for tag teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's why,
Absolutely.
like when we went and did the camp for CZW, like they want us back specifically as a tag team.
Nice.
Their tag team champions are high on us.
Right.
So it's really cool. So I like, when it comes to like bouncing way back to when you were like, how do we keep each other balanced?
Right.
Like Kid will sometimes be like, oh, what about how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do that? And feel kind of stagnant, but it's like wait until we really launch this neighborhood
Yeah.
stuff because now people are gonna want this, So I think we want every promoter. I want to go down to Florida. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? I want to
DPW, that they're doing that tag tournament thing.
Deadlock Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
Definitely want to do something with them. And like even internationally.
Oh, yeah. Rev
Right.
Pro over in England,
Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah.
Is
Sky's the limit, guys.
straight up.
XWX
Really.
over in Germany.
Just keep working hard.
That's the
Just
plan.
keep working
We
hard.
keep working
man.
hard, serving and like networking, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and just doing shit the right way.
Right. See, that's my problem, networking. I'm not like I've been putting out more like of my shows every day.
Yep.
Because I built it up to 1.2 thousand views.
Hey, there we go.
on.
Every 28 days, right? You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm with having 2 episodes, I'm shooting for 1.3.
There we
Right,
go.
right,
Should get more numbers.
nah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, we're
Putting
gonna
out 2 videos.
Neighborhood
especially you guys.
1.5.
Yeah.
There you go.
1.5. We're
Easy.
gonna
Yeah. All right, I'm going to bring up some names and you guys tell me how you feel about them. And
Absolutely.
they're mostly,
shoot a time.
Vandy Vixen.
Oh, yo, she a
Yes,
doll,
sir.
yo. That's
Yo.
that's she chill, bro. Like she's current one half tag team champions APW.
Yep.
Yes,
She's a freaking doll, dude. Like she straight up is like the most coolest mother effing like girl.
So
there.
laid back and-
chill. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? She really taught us how how you can really have the fans fall in love with you during intermission. I don't know anyone sweeter.
Yeah,
no,
There's
don't
no one
tell
sweeter.
her. Yeah,
No one's sweeter than Vanity.
Yeah, dude. She and
so she likes being a babyface. She makes more money.
oh hell yeah. I think all babies do.
Probably, you know what I mean?
But that really taught us how we're allowed to act during intermission. And now, like, I see it. We get out there during intermission, and the fans they struggle.
Yeah.
Who do we go visit first?
Right. Because
We
there's
need
so many
both of them
people
to
that
go,
see. And her tag team partner,
Sethrin, yeah, man, he's a
Always
good guy,
trying to
dude.
give us advice.
Yeah, he's like straight up, always at Gorilla watching everybody, bro. And the thing
He's a good teacher.
dude, the thing that pisses me off about like today's age of wrestlers is like if you have a vet in the back that's willing to even bother to watch your match, dude.
Yep.
He'll go there and like construct. Everybody should take criticism. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Some people can't,
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
And like I've seen it where I've seen him like give advice to certain guys, and then as soon as he walks away, certain guys are like, "Psst, F this dude." You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bro. Like the fact that he's taking his time
Right.
to watch
He has a lot
this.
of knowledge.
Yeah,
He
he does.
trained under, if I'm not mistaken, Jeff Costa, I think.
I believe so.
You know?
Yeah, and he helped train Carmelo. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Yeah,
it's
he
just
did.
like
Yeah,
it's
he
like
did. He did a lot
He got
for
he
Carmelo.
got some things. Like
Yep.
he has some knowledge.
Yeah,
dude,
oh,
you know?
absolutely.
So I always appreciate him when he takes that time to like give me any constructive criticism.
And I hate to keep saying it, but he's a great guy.
No, yeah,
Who
of
will, like you said, who will gladly give it to you.
Yep.
But you better be able to take
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. No one can.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. How about Gal Barkley?
My God.
I was about to say, he was just talking
We were
about
talking about him on the way here. Yeah, Gal Barkay, baby.
Gal Barkley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I was
kill me,
training.
yeah.
I was training at Nepwa. I was training at Nepwa when he first came to the States, and man, he's so dope, bro. He's humble, bro, and like he's just one of the nicest guys you'll meet. Like he'll keep it a buck with you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like.
He's an impressive
He
looking
works
dude.
hard, dude. He works hard.
puts in that
You know,
work.
when he came
Absolutely.
to the States, he was like Kid V, dude. Maybe a little like toned
Really?
out, but like he was small.
Yeah,
you know.
smaller, yeah.
And now he's freaking like the work.
He
he's
looks
putting in.
great.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm saying it right now. He's gonna get signed to the WWE in like the next
I
couple
don't
years.
see why
Easily.
they wouldn't look at him. You know
Easily.
what I
Yep.
mean? Why they wouldn't look at him.
But-
and honestly, I've only seen him a little bit, but he's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
too.
he's
I've
he's
had the
phenomenal,
opportunity to work with him, and
Really?
it was so fun. It's an absolute blast.
He doesn't like he calls his calling his just knowing how to work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
For like because he's young.
Right.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
And it's like, dude, you got it, bro. You got it,
Absolutely.
dude. I'm hoping one day, somebody book Gal Barkay
Right.
versus the main shooter, please, because that
That'd
has
be
to
awesome.
happen.
It'd be great.
Nice. All right. How about Christian, the producer, Christian Arnold, who just left a little while ago.
we're
It
cool
was all
with
bummed
Christian.
out that you guys, he wanted to see you.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
my guy, dude. Like,
Yeah,
like
we're cool
he's-
with Christian.
He's like the biggest supporter. Like,
Oh, man.
like he tells us as it is, you know, and like, but he gives honest feedback at the end of like when he gives us our footage and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, he's just like, dude, like, you guys are amazing. Like,
Yeah.
and like the time and effort he puts into like production, like,
Oh, absolutely.
dude, like that's a lot of time. That's a lot of freaking stuff to do, and like he doesn't get enough credit for it.
No.
he deserves a lot more credit
Yes,
for it.
he should be making money.
Yo,
I mean, obviously in the Indies, it's hard to say big
Oh, yeah.
money.
Yeah, but
his production
nah,
is.
he
that's-
has an eye. He has
And that's
an
the
eye,
other
dude.
thing about it. We're just talking about, with Amato being able to take criticism.
Right.
But I don't think a lot of people go up to Christian and say, hey, what critiques do you have? And of course, is Christian going to be able to give you a wrestling critique? No, but he can give you a director's critique.
Yeah.
Hey, you could have worked the roaming camera a little bit
Absolutely.
more. The camera angles, that's something that, like on the indie level, we have to start thinking about a little bit more if we want
Yeah,
to go to
now
the
that
next
we're
step.
on Premiere, you know.
Right.
Right.
And so
Know where the hot camera
right.
is at all times.
He's a brain that you can pick about what can I do to get to take advantage of our not just the hard cam, but the roaming cam,
Right.
and even the GoPro that we put up on.
like just taking advantage of screen time and learning how to, and like making the most of your screen time.
Right.
You know?
Now, does at APW, do they get on the ring and film too? Like
Not usually.
Nah, they kind of just stay on
because they want the fans to also experience.
No, I hear. Yeah. All right, Big Brian Malonis.
Yo, that's my guy, yo. Shout out Brian, man. I just had
absolutely.
a banger with him not too long ago.
Nice.
Bro. And that was fun, man. Like I got to cash in the cash and carry contract, and like he just. Like it was dope. Like we had the match. He like after the match he came, picked me up, shook the hand, you know, and like in the
Gave
back.
you the respect.
Yeah, you know, he gave me respect, dude. And like
didn't AG do that to
yeah,
you too?
dude, yeah, man. And it was something, dude. It was something, and like you know,
Deserved though too. So don't forget that.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. And like his brain is huge, dude.
Yeah.
Like not in a bad way, but
No.
like he has so much knowledge, and like he's so well connected and so well respected. So like, you know, to be able to even share the ring with him was like an honor, 100%. But like he'll tell you as it is too. Like he'll be like, yo, don't take no punk crap from anybody, you know what I'm saying? Or he'll tell you, yo, just cool down, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll guide you if you listen.
And to bump off of that, when I first started, I was young, dumb, stupid, very outspoken, very cocky,
Not a good combination.
But it was 18, 19. I thought I was way better. Brian ended up having to actually take me aside because my mouth got a little big for my body and everything. And he sat me down and, you know, gave me like the adult talk that I needed to have.
Right way.
Right. And I grew up.
Because he cares. He's a caring person too.
And I grew, like, that helped me grow up. After that, was, I think, a better father. I was a better provider for my family.
Yep.
I was able to survive the railroad because of the advice that he gave me. And I can't thank him enough for that. That made me grow up in a way that needed to happen.
If I could only watch one New England wrestler, it would be Brian Malonis.
Absolutely.
The combinations of people to see him wrestle.
It's insane.
And he is.
Because he could go. He's a big guy and he could go.
Yeah.
Kingpin, the best pound for
pound.
pound wrestler on the planet.
Absolutely.
You guys want to plug anything?
You could check out the Shooter Vlogs on YouTube. SHOOTAVLOGS. We got Neighborhood on Twitter. PW Neighborhood, Instagram, For the Neighborhood,
Facebook.
Yep.
And then don't forget to check us out on all of our individual stuffs because we usually plug our stuff there too.
Yeah, you know, Main Shooter Aries on TikTok, Instagram, all that, John. Kidd V, Pro Wrestling Kidd V. You know.
Yeah, he knows
Check
it
us out.
already. There you go.
Check us out. You know, we're always entertaining.
Yeah, we try.
Guys, thanks, man. I
thank
really
you.
appreciate
Thank
you
you so
guys
much for
coming
having
out,
us,
man.
It was dope, man.
Hey, you said it right out there, though. You were like, oh, Leo, I would love to have this or whatever
Right?
you guys said. We're out. Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.